We'd locked the door to the small art gallery, left the shade down over the window. Now the 5 guys and I were standing in a rough circle under the faint hum of the lights. For the first few seconds, there was no sound except the rumble of a car passing on the road outside. One of the paintings on the white gallery walls drew my eyes. A new addition. At the upper right, a beam of golden yellow stood out against the swirls of reds and purples that filled the rest of the canvas. Joyous, and yet the bits of fabric melded into the oil paints made the swirls look slightly erratic, uneasy, as if they were still deciding whether to move toward the beam's warmth or away. It was a perfect fit for the atmosphere in the room right now. My gaze came back to my guys. We were standing in a circle, sure, but it was obvious Gabriel was the focus of that circle. Everyone was looking to him. He'd been gone for years, back for only a couple minutes, but already the old dynamics of our childhood friendships were falling back into place. He'd always been the leader, the one who bound our little group together. Seeing him standing there, with that wry smile and a warm glint in his bright blue eyes, it was hard to imagine how we'd come and held together the last month without him. A glow of happiness had lit me up from the moment he'd greeted me outside. But it was clear the other guys' feelings about Gabriel's arrival were a little more complicated. I could read their hesitance in their stances, feel it like a faint jitter in the spark inside me that fueled my magic. The connection between me and them was so fresh and sharp right now, less than 24 hours after we'd bound ourselves together as consorts. All of us except Gabriel, who had no idea what we'd done or been through since he'd been gone. His dark red hair slanted across his forehead as he looked down at the torn page in his hand. The page I'd torn from my favorite childhood book and given to him the last time I'd seen him, nearly 12 years ago, when I was 13 and he 14.
"It just feels like an ordinary piece of paper now,"
he said.
"But I swear it pulled me here, like something was calling out to me from it."
Gabriel raised his head to meet my eyes.
"That was you, wasn't it, Rose?"
My voice caught in my throat for a second. The other guys knew all about my magic now, but only as of a couple days ago. Witching folk weren't meant to talk with the unsparked about what we were or what we could do. I'd never discussed it with the guys when we'd known each other as kids. The 4 men around me had accepted that revelation, though. It hadn't even been that much of a revelation, with all the murmurs that passed through town about the Hallowell family and our estate. They'd all seen glimpses during our time together all those years ago. Even Gabriel must have had some clue back then. It shouldn't be hard to admit it.